My life was a wreck. It was very unmanageable and unhappy. I went to prison in 2000, from 2000 to 2005. And when I got out, I thought, oh, life will be great. I'm a new person. But I wasn't, because I hadn't changed on the inside. So I was using drugs probably for about 25 years. I got arrested. They wanted to send me back to prison. That was very scary. So they offered me the drug court program. It was there that I really, they kind of forced me to take a look at myself. And so going through that program, part of the recommendation was that I go to the Crossroads missions, so I did. And my life has never been the same since then. Inner healing took place and change began on the inside and filtered to the outside. I was tired, and while I was in jail, I really had a spiritual experience, an awakening as the rooms call it. I really began to get some inner healing. And then while I was in the mission, they have people come in the evening time to do chapel, and it's very instrumental. And I was at a place in my life where I was just ready and open for something different. And I was mentored by several of the ladies who came in. And when I got out, they didn't just leave me. Like when I got out of the program, it wasn't over. I was invited to continue attending things that I did while I was in the program. And it has just blossomed since then. And now I too go back into the mission on Friday evening for chapel. I've been doing that for, I would say, about 7 years now. So when I first went in, because for me the change had already began while I was in jail. I had already started to want something different, but when I went into the program, like a whole new door of issues opened up, because you kind of have a taste of free time, but then again you don't. And so that can cause turmoil within oneself. I had to stay there. I think if I hadn't have been in drug court and on probation, I probably would have left on multiple occasions and not be where I am today. But because I didn't want to go back to prison, something had to change. I think it was my second month in, and they allowed the girls to go to what back then was called the Glow, and today it's called Women of Grace. And I went to that, and it was amazing. It was amazing. And my heart felt happy and free. The three things that I would tell people that are still struggling is that change is possible. There's joy on the other side of the pain, and something beautiful happens in the struggle. So I was raised up in a very religious setting, and I was also injured. My thoughts towards God was that He was very authoritative and angry at me. And I learned differently. I learned that He's very loving, faithful, and despite the mistakes that I had made in my past, He calls me by name. And if you don't know, I'm known in heaven as joy. So I encourage you to ask God how you're seen in heaven. The Lord restored my marriage. 12 years of my marriage have been absolutely amazing, whereas before we'd much rather spit on each other than to look at one another. And today He's my rock. I seek God first, and then my husband's counsel, and He does the same for me. I've been employed for the past 9 years, at the same place. I learned how to be humble and to be of service. And I learned how to follow direction. Today I'm involved in ministry. And as I said earlier, I get to go in and share with the women. Back then it was like once a month. I was rotated in, but now I go in every Friday evening, and I get to share with the women the change that God has made in my life, and hopefully show them that He meets us right where we are. We don't have to do anything to try and gain His love, because He already loves us. The Crossroads mission has been a helping hand to not only myself or my husband, but to many people, and not only in this community. People come from far away to go through the program. I believe that the program works. The mission is amazing. The Crossroads mission is amazing. The staff there are amazing. And they genuinely care about your well-being and your healing. So my name is Rhonda. I went through the Crossroads Mission New Life program, a 120-day program, and I sit here today with 10 years clean and sober.